Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer tournament match. We got a Game 3 of the quarterfinals between Schulzer and B-Train. My name's Willa J. Bradley, and I'm here with my good pal, Captain. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. How you doing, Will?
I'm doing great. I got my coffee. I got some ambrosia. I got a Game 3 to get excited about. What's not to like?
Hey, ambrosia. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to tell us a little bit about this?
No.
No? Well,
All right. I will. So starting sword, who sent down the uncle standard sword, and every boss will have a guaranteed non-dungeon item. Yep. That's about it. That's about it.
That about it? That about sums it up?
Yep. Pretty much.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, it's exciting. It's it's not as crazy as your inverted keys or your turning keys, or no, that's about it. So, or I guess McBoss that goes up there with the wacky modes.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. Light World. That's generally a good spot for boots. That probably going to be in Kakariko if I had to guess. Could have been right there.
Hey, so it's very well. It's not going to be in the castle. They say Hyrule.
Yeah. So if I'm one of these runners, I'm feeling pretty good about that hint, knowing that I'm very likely going to get boots. Now, of course, they could be on like the pedestal or like Magic Bat or much deeper in the seed, but you can go into this Hyrule Castle feeling a little bit optimistic that you're gonna get them. Okay, real quick map check. Looked like we had 3 crystals in the Light World. Couldn't tell if one of them was a red crystal or not. And a bunch of money here at the start. Our runners are going to be hoping to find some bombs along the way as well, so we can bomb the wall in the back and get the 3 chests in the back so we don't have to make a second visit here. And for anyone wondering, we are listening to Super Mario Galaxy music over on Schulzer's side. So if you like a Demario, you're going to like this one.
And bad news about the prize pack here for the guards. Double heart means no bomb.
No bomb. So we're going to be holding out for the rats then to see if they give us some bombs. Or, of course, one of the chests along the way.
This chest right here.
Nope. More money.
Well, they could buy bombs if they had a shop at the escape, but we don't, so...
imagine. I'm already imagining like a version of Dorando where you could just kind of run into a shop inside of a dungeon somehow. Then it really will like be starting to feel like a roguelike game. That'd be hilarious. This bobblehead character is annoying. Sorry, PJ. All right, let's see what else we got in here. More. Oh my gosh, we've just gotten a heart container and tons of money. Captain, why do we want tons of money?
Because Zora is a scammer. It likes to take 500 rupees from you.
And is also Light World, so, we could have boots on Zora, right?
And possible.
Possible. Alright, what else we got? This or the next test is going to have a small key as we make our way through Hyrule Castle.
Single arrow,
Uh-huh. Pretty lousy start, gotta say. I mean, these are not the items you're hoping for. I've certainly seen some standard modes or ambrosia modes where you're leaving the castle with like, a moon pearl glove, a second sword. There's still a few more items in the back, but we are still hoping to get some bombs along the way to be able to check those.
I'm sure the rats will bail us out.
I sure hope so. So the next chest is going to be Dark Cross, and it has to have a small key. Unless the seeds be unbeatable somehow, which it won't be. So there's no more chance of bombs in chests. It's all going to be down to the rats. Now, having to come back here later with bombs is not too bad if you find the glove and can just hop straight into the back. But yet you never know. Our only glove could be in the back. Our only available glove could be in the back. I don't know how many times I've seen a standard mode where neither runner gets bombs for the back and then has to like actually walk through the front of Hyrule Castle to check it again. I'm sure it's happened.
Oh, sure.
I don't think I've ever seen it in like a tourney race. Maybe during that one tourney.
Oh, rats, you don't get bombs.
Yeah, full magic is not ideal. I mean, it's nice, but if it was like a small magic, or what were we looking for? I mean, obviously bomb drops is a dead giveaway. If you get a heart followed by a fairy, then you're in a bomb pack. If you get is it a small magic first, then you're in a bomb pack?
Yep.
Okay. So no bombs, so that's no good.
Shows we're getting the bad news there. Yep, we're not getting bombs this seed. Well, not the whole seed.
We're not getting bombs this seed, folks. This is no bomb seed.
You know the Bomberman.
I mean, I don't know him personally. I don't know the Bomberman personally, but I know of the Bomberman. Go on.
Yeah, well, this is the opposite. No bombs.
No bombs, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this will be pretty inconsequential, I'd say, since neither runner is getting bombs and just looking for a glove to get back to there. But let's take a look in... see what we got going on next. I would assume both runners are probably going to head straight to Kakariko and start clearing stuff out.
And wow, map in the Sanctuary chest means we have 3 items in the back. Fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, starting off with a check at Lumberjack, see what item is locked behind Aga, as well as, you know, boots and stuff. Tree pole doing nothing for us. How about the bush crab? Also less than ideal. Bombs are impossible to find, apparently. Watch bombs be at Lumberjack right now. Huh? Aw. Another 20.
And
Another
20 in the woods.
20. This is interesting. I know, save and quit.
Yeah,
this might be a... I could see this being a buy bombs to go to Eastern play. Yeah. Or at least go to Saha's closet.
Yeah. Check the island, I guess.
It does... I mean, it's really frustrating to get to Kakariko and...
Oh, there they are.
Okay.
Found them!
We found our boots. We're just gonna need a few extra things before we're able to get that. But that's some really good knowledge. Hopefully, P-Train eventually makes his way to seeing what is on the island. There has definitely been scenarios where someone just misses out on checking the island, especially if you like get an early flute.
Schulzer going to Sahasherla.
Hmm?
Still looking for free bombs. Finds another 20.
Where are our items? That's a shield. That's a heart. That's a hook shot.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. That's not a bad find. Doesn't really do anything for us right now other than checking stun prize, but you're always happy to have a early hook shot.
Back skip incoming here for Schulzer as well, so...
Yeah, and so far it seems like a good play, because we aren't finding much there yet, but we do have the 2, you know, large assortment of checks coming up here in Kakariko. All right, what do we got? Keep your eyes peeled. We got a lot of items coming up. Heart, bombs, dollar, $20 bombs, sword, lamp.
Uh-oh.
20,
Glove.
glove, flute. Okay.
Oh.
Hey, look, it's that thing I was talking about.
Okay, so it's
Cane.
a cane on the bottle vendor as well. Holy cow.
Okay, so this is good. Both runners finding items. With that, I mean, we have that glove now. If we wanted to go back and check back of escape, glove plus lamp also does get us up the mountain, but so does the flute, and then flute plus hookshot gets us to East Death Mountain. So, you know, we got quite a bit of light world available to us now.
We sure do, except for that island where the boots are. That's unfortunate.
Except for that, So obviously looking for that moon pearl, and then looking for another glove or a hammer. But you know, with that sword and that lamp, you could be thinking, oh, there's a third sword. All right, lovely.
Wow.
You could be thinking Aga in the seat and Fire Rod. All right, Kakariko actually showing up. Nice.
Yeah. And a mail upgrade.
A lot of goodies here. The thing is, as I mentioned earlier, I'm worried that P-Train might miss out on seeing what's on Lake Hylia Island because he has that flute. Because, you know, to go to Saha, it might be better to just flute to 5 and check that, but we'll have to wait and see. So it feels like our next step is probably head up the mountain for both of these runners once they do what the other person has done. And the good news is P-Train is going to save a little bit of time on Schulzer fluting over here instead of having to walk over here.
Double Agina check.
Mm-hmm.
For a heart piece. Okay. Well.
So I don't know if the cack skip was really the play then in the seed.
So far, I mean, you found some good stuff along the way, but just
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff Kakariko.
Mm-hmm. The good news is that P-Train's going to be able to save a little bit of time because of getting that flute. And then I could see Schulzer just immediately activate flute and head straight up the mountain next. So we'll probably actually end up meeting up about the same time, maybe, unless one of these decide to go check the 3 items in the back of escape, which is a pretty good idea, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there's the bombs. Cool.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what our Dark World access is going to be. Is it going to be a hammer or another glove? Or is it actually going to be a trip through Aga Tower? Oh. I must have missed that earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means we absolutely need to find the hammer to get to the Dark World. Or... you know, that's actually really good to know. It means that you know that your boots are going to be, you know, sooner than you'd expect. So that's good. Runners just need to find flippers and mirror up here on the mountain, and then you go beat Aga. And a moon pearl. So interesting though, very interesting.
Yes. Very interesting start to this.
Well, this is good-ish news. Okay, it was a Pyramid Fairy Crystal over at Desert, so that's good to know. P-Train is going to get his hook shot and going to continue to miss out on that information about the boots on Lake Hylia Island, but If he finds flippers up on the mountain, that would send him in that direction. But yeah, this is probably going to just grab this and then probably head up the mountain. I mean, we have a lot of stuff we can get up there right now.
I don't see P-Train going to... Oh, Green Bandit's going to be swamped today. Of course it is.
Gross.
Yeah, P-Train's got to... I think he's going to hit the back of the escape, then go up the mountain here. Or, well...
Straight to the mountain, it looks like.
Okay.
Oh gosh, that... his sprite when he's like pushing on the wall is terrifying. Oh, okay. I guess we're just full of it. That's an Ice Rod Cave check. Which I think is fine, just to knock these out. Like... Don't want to leave too many loose ends, but I wonder if he'll save and quit out of here to do back of escape or then head straight up.
Yeah, there we go. It's like, wait a second.
Double save and quit to check back of escape.
That's where P-Train's at. And yep, that's what it looks like.
Well, this is fun. Our runners are synced back up. The only real difference right now is that Schulzer has those boots information. That's pretty much it. Now, I know I've personally, like, forgot to check Lake Highlight Island because I assumed I already had and it was nothing. I'll talk about more money. That's almost Zora money. Ah, that is true. P-Train does have the useless... well, it's not useless. The item is useless, but the Lumberjack item info, so... Good thing... Well, no, the boots could not be there. I was about to say, that is Light World, but that is not a viable place for the boots in this mode. Back to synchronization. Let's see what we can find up here. What do you think we're going to find? Do you think we're going to find more stuff to do AGA, or we're just going to get that Dark World access?
I'd like to see a vanilla mirror.
Vanilla mirror.
You never see it. I just want to see it.
Well, survey says... shovel. Close.
No.
It's not close at all. Hey, it's something. It's a...
Oh.
Interesting development. P-Train taking that shovel and saying, I'm going for it. You just want to see the purple guards, that's all.
P-Train's still looking for those boots, I think.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point. Let's see what this is. If it's something good, this could be big. It's not. It's our boots. We were looking for, or it's our bombs. We were looking for those.
Yeah.
Well, if we do find the hammer up here, not only does it give us Dark World access, it would also, oh my god, it will also let us finish up Tower of Hera. Nice gold sword, 17 minutes in. This mode's too easy, man. Need to get rid of these swords. This is quarterfinals. We don't need gold swords in this.
Come on. All these hearts.
All these hearts, blue mail. Magic's out there. There's our moon pearl.
God.
There's our Burna sitting up there. All right, well, what do we have left after Spiral Cave?
I guess Zora's in Logic.
Yeah, the Zora. We have a Eastern Dip. Or we have a AGA into hookshot across the broken bridge, which is what I'd be thinking with that hookshot and glove. That's rough though. That's a rough spot to be in if you're one of these runners.
I mean, you already have where your myths are at. You know where they're at. You just gotta get those boot stack system there.
I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, it could just be a hammer and Easter. So You just never know, but I feel like these runners are just going to go for the Aga play at this point. I mean, maybe Schulzer check shovel real quick first.
Maybe.
We don't have Zora money, so that play is out unless you Houlihan.
I mean, would you fake flipper here? Hopefully, you find some money in like Waterfall Cave or Hobo or.
I mean, I would. I would have. Well, they didn't have Moon Pearl when they were first down at South Shore.
Yeah, and Schulzer just says, "Yeah, let's go do Aga."
I mean, there's nothing. One of the worst feelings is when you beat Aga, and then when you finally check like Waterfall Fairy, and it's something that will let you skip Aga. You're like, oh man, my opponent probably got this, and I just lose. But I feel like the Aga play here is the right play. We'll see if P-Train grows for it as well. I mean, it'd be different if all we had was just like Pod. Because, you know, Pod could be, depending on how the items are, that could the back of it could be bow locked, maybe. But we have access to pretty much all the lower Dark World, so.
What P-Train decides to do. Looks like there was a fake flipper.
Well, this is good. Assuming he checks Hobo, he'll see that the boots are there. I mean, this could be an interesting development if P-Train finds something flipper locked here. So this is good for P-Train. Because he knows this is Light World, so like these flipper checks could have also just been boots, like Hobo could have been boots. It's kind of the good and bad part about Ambrosia or just modes that give you hints, is that they kind of will force you to route less efficiently sometimes because you don't want to be the runner that misses out on boots by choice.
Yeah, true. And no money on Hobo.
So, I mean, this could be something as simple as, like, flippers in Pod or in the Pyramid or somewhere, and then, you know, find Mirror and Waterfall. I have a feeling that this play from P-Train's not going to pay off, though. Aside from getting the boots info.
Oh, no. I saw that coming.
Well, that's,
Yeah.
He just reset, which means he has to go back up and get his Moon Pearl again? I don't remember the last time. Or no, does he still have... When did he save? Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's going to put him really far behind. The thing is, because of the reverting back to how the vanilla game handles you taking hit while fake flippering, it was trying to put him back where he entered the water, I think. And I don't know if how long that was going to take, if it was going to take like a full minute, maybe 2 minutes. So, and understandably, in the heat of the moment, he decided to just bail. But at least all he has to do is come back in here and grab the couple items. He can skip Spiral Cave, but yeah, this is going to put him really far behind. But fortunately, we still have plenty of race left, so... But it's not something you want to do in a very crucial Game 3, so it's really unfortunate to see. I was not paying attention to blue balls because honestly, I don't care. But we're in the Dark World now.
And we got I was gonna say we have some map knowledge coming, and you didn't give us a map check. So, $20 on the pyramid. So, you make the. Yeah, I think you just skip pod for now. Just quick shot across. Look for other stuff. I think there's our map check. Pendants all along the south shore. Fire, swamp, and ice.
I didn't catch where our other pyramid fairy crystals. So with a crystal TR, we're gonna need all the fixins to get in there and beat Trinex. So we're gonna need a lot of items.
Yep.
And here's the interesting thing for those that caught game 2. I feel like, if I recall correctly, a big portion of what put Schulzer in the lead was a unfruitful pod dip by P-Train. We'll be curious to see if he decides to make that same play again, knowing that he kind of put himself in a bit of a deficit from the failed fake flipper. I mean, we do have a completely beatable Skullwood, so this is a pretty good play. Heading right up into Skull.
Yeah, it shouldn't be much of a problem here with the gold sword and plenty of hearts. Oh, there's the bow.
Well, in that case, for P-Train's sake, hopefully he does not make that pod play. Then again, I mean, he could find the hammer over there. Or the things that we need to get the boots. So the thing is, when you do Aga, and then all of a sudden you have access to so much in the Dark World, it's really tough to make the right choice. I feel like a lot of players would follow what Schulzer did and just kind of route through. I mean, you have beatable crystal dungeons. You kind of want to focus on them. Just do one counterclockwise swoop down to Hype Cave and then start again and go to pod, see what you can find.
Okay, chat letting us know that these down was our other 5-6 crystal. Thank you, chat.
Sweet. So with Pendant Swamp out of the, it's funny because this if Desert isn't boots locked, then we don't actually. No, we do need those boots because of the mitts. So it's really funny that you need the boots and they're locked by the two things that also open up a green Pendant Swamp.
Yeah,
of course. It's like, man, these are the things I want to skip, but I have to get them because I have to get those boots.
And nice. Done Mothgill. Their second item. We are done in Skull Woods.
Yeah, really well routed. I really like the whole stop inside Skull to check the first chest on the right, because now he gets to skip all of Skullwood, the rest of Skullwoods, and save a good chunk of time. And with that bow, we also now, we do have a full clearable Eastern.
I guess we knew the second item was going to be on Moth because Ambrosia.
Ambrosia, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's so hard to keep track of all these tiny changes.
These boomer modes, you can't keep these straight.
It's like I'm sitting there on the ladder playing that Ambrosia Z1, and I'm like, I'm going to go activate my flute, and I walk all the way over, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's already activated. I can't remember all this stuff. Yeah, that is a good point.
Then again, that's why these people are still playing, so they know. And that's why I'm not. And okay. Alright. Enter the village. Well, okay.
You weren't in this tournament, so that's why you're not. Got him.
We're gonna have to have a talk later. Alright. We don't talk. Alright. So we're gonna do some village checks. Okay, so P-Train is going up to Catfish here, maybe. Or is he gonna try to go? Oh, he is gonna go to Catfish.
Okay, well, this could be good. Did we get flippers out of chess game? Is that what? Ah, Thieves Town. This is a fun song. All right, so flippers from chess game. So now we just need to find the mirror, and then we can get our boots, and then we can get our mitts, and then we can go do the rest of the dang game. All right, if P-Train finds like hammer or mirror here, he's gonna be able to make up a little bit of time. That's a mushroom. I mean, it could lead to something, but or it could be another useless fetch quest that Schulzer might never get if he never makes his way up to Catfish. It's a shame P-Train doesn't already have the mirror, because he can do Mushroom Check right now. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the song.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not actually watching the game. I've seen this game plenty of times, but how many times have I listened to the soundtrack to Super Mario Galaxy? I mean, come
Twice. I don't know.
twice. Close. Well, the interesting thing is, you know, I mean, we do have. I guess the next thing we're looking for is either mirror or hammer, because like mirror gets boots, gets mitts, and that opens up like the Mire area, Dark Death Mountain, Ice Palace access, stuff like that. And these runners are definitely going to be wanting to get hammer as soon as possible. Otherwise, there's that forced possibility of having to go into ice or pod without the hammer. Nothing really showing up in this Thieves Town as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I haven't been counting items, so I'm not sure if there's going to be something in the big chest or not.
Chat said there was, but it's chat, so you never know.
I don't trust it.
I don't know. We'll see. A lot of money here, though, so that's good. That's Zora money.
Yeah, that's the second 300 back there. So, we already know there's an item on the boss.
How do we know that?
I'm just guessing at this point. I don't know.
Ah, okay. It's a pretty good guess. My favorite is when you beat Thieves Town without a hammer, confirm that there's an item in the big chest, and then immediately find hammer at like Hype Cave. But, you know, because of the nature of this seed laying out, like you don't really want to skip anything on West Dark World, just because you're gonna have to walk all the way around again from Pyramid if you do, and like don't find the things you need to get the mitts or the hammer or whatnot.
Yeah. And that is crystal number 2 for Schulzer, as P-Train picks up his first crystal.
So about a Vu and Thieves behind for P-Train. Only real difference is that mushroom he got off a catfish, and that if that ends up being required, that could be pretty helpful. Especially if it ends up being like the mirror, because you know a lot of players will try and save catfish until they have the mirror, so they can wrap it in with. Okay, well there's the mirror. So
just go to the village, get your boots.
All right, well. Now Schulzer can get their boots, and they can very conveniently grab it right after checking out Cave. We skipping dig game?
Apparently.
Okay.
Or a book.
He's skipping K45.
Yep.
I'm guessing Schulzer's going to route this in later with the boots. That's why he's skipping this intentionally. So he can get boots, do Smith Chain, down to all that stuff.
And get the Mid-South Library and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Though I figured he might as well check K45 first. Let's see what we got in the old hype cave. We're looking for a hammer. And an ice rod. And a medallion or two. There's a silvers.
Or a bow. And there's our first
And a
bottle.
Gold sword silvers, 34 minutes in. Snooze. I'm already bored.
I mean, we don't have the hammer yet. Let's hold out hope for a weird
Listen, I just
hammer.
don't feel like this mode is really challenging these runners. It's too easy. Alright, boots for Schulzer. Got both the footwear now. Flippers, as we recall, was from the chess game in Village of Outcasts.
Media sick kid Chuck after getting that bottle.
I wonder if Schulzer's going to go ahead and do Smith Chain on this route.
Oh, sick fire shield.
Heck yeah. I can't imagine, just because you're just about to get the mitts and unlock so much other better plays, but without hammer, I mean, the only good play right now is probably Eastern or Desert, which we can beat.
Yeah.
E-Train gonna go ahead and skip Thieves Town for now. Interesting. Well, now that he knows that the difference is Schulzer didn't pick up the mirror before entering Thieves Town, so now P-Train will be able to do it a little bit faster.
Here's our first look at the buyer area. It's the buyer shed. There's the hammer.
Yeah, just go right for it. We also saw Quake Medallion will be our Meyer Medallion if it comes down to us having to go in there. It is a pendant, so going to want to try and avoid it, but now we have a beatable Eastern, a beatable Pod, a beatable Desert, a beatable Hera. So, I guess at this point we're just looking for what? Ice Rod and a Medallion for TR.
Yep.
Oh, there's
Quake at
K45.
Okay.
So the two things that Schulzer skipped on his south route to Ape Cave ended up being a blue boomerang and a potentially required Quake medallion if there's something in Meyer.
Yeah, that Quake medallion does open up the pedestal too. Hey.
Love me. Can you imagine if this just turns into an ice rod hunt?
I mean, it's always a nice rod hunt.
It's always. Yeah, looks like the second item is going to be on the right side here in Desert. Schulzer trying to find it so that they can bail to go beat the boss and get the second item, the other item.
The other second item.
The other second, the first second item.
There it is.
Just a heart piece. So though P-Train is a Thieves Town behind at this point, you know, if it does turn into an ice rod hunt, that could be... This race could get turned upside down, you never know. Schulzer definitely in a good position to make a splash into the semifinals if he keeps this pace up. Yeah, I mean, once you get the boots and the mitts, you have so many things you could do all of a sudden. And won't Pete Train immediately go to Meyer's shed, get his hammer? Or, you have Dark Death Mountain you could do.
Get a bottle out for a mushroom.
We get 2 cycled for Schulzer, missing that first silver.
Just 100 smackers there for Schulzer. Pick crystal number 3.
And also does open up Pyramid Fairy.
That is a good point. Yes, it does. Okay.
And with Aga already beaten and a mirror in hand, Pyramid Fairy is a pretty quick check, but it is still a time spent for 2 items when you have beatable crystal dungeons, so I can't imagine him doing that anytime soon.
Checkerboard cave is half magic.
Magic.
All the safety.
And it looks like P-Train is going to get his hammer, so...
Alright.
Still going to be a crystal or 2 behind, but, if that Quake medallion that we got at K45 ends up being our TR medallion, or if our TR medallion's in Meyer and that Quake medallion ends up being required, this could shake things up.
We got all a potted Eastern to do here, so let's do more crystals to get done.
Yeah, I like this. I definitely like this. Just, you got crystal dungeons, go get them done. And, how often do you actually get a go mode pop? I mean...
Yeah.
I do like with Ambrosia, because the bosses are holding items, that there are situations where you do get to skip, like intentionally skip the Pyramid Fairy, or not Pyramid. Why did I say Pyramid Fairy? The big key chest in Eastern, because it's a map or compass, or like Tower of Hera, or even like Skullwoods. Oh, cool! I got an item. I can go straight to the boss. Honestly, if I was in this race, I'd be stressing out, because this could be such a quick seed if the last items we need are just in the next crystal dungeons. So, like, any mistake you made, like P-Train's bad fake flipper, just means that there's no coming back.
Yeah. First item in pod was a heart container. We got a small key there, not full locked in, but we got 3 more items here at the front of pod than the final item on the boss.
I guess with the reverting back to vanilla fake flipper repercussions, saving and quitting before doing fake flipper stuff might be the better option, just in case something like that happens. Or just don't get hit, forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second item. Okay. Big key chest is a key. Don't have to worry about that.
Such a simple trick, but it's so fun when you get it right. If man, I mean, if Ice Rod shows up in either pod or Eastern, this could be interesting. I mean, when do you make that trip up to Death Mountain? Wouldn't you at least wait till you had maybe 1 medallion before you go up there? Because you don't want to go up there without...
Yeah. That's P-Train's one saving grace here. He has Quake. If TR is Quake, that's good for him.
Mhm.
You know, for some reason, Schulzer decided to skip out a K45. So, but yeah.
I still think his intentions were to route that in with Pyramid or with Smith Chain later, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like you don't really see people just straight up skip dig game, but it is a time commitment if it is a full 30. Unfortunately, that didn't have anything but a blue boomerang, but I don't know, that's a risky call when you don't have like the hammer. But I guess once you have the mitts access, getting back there's not that bad. Well, this is interesting though, because P-Train is heading into Thieves Town with the hammer. If there's something in that Thieves Town big chest, either an ice rod or a TR medallion, I mean, you could almost call the game right there.
That's never happened.
That's not gonna happen. I bet the things we're looking for aren't even... They're gonna be in the pendant dungeons. It's gonna come down to like a pendant swamp dive. It's kind of rough when you can beat like 6 out of 7 of your crystal dungeons and you haven't touched any pendant dungeons, and then you just have to make that choice. That's what's going to happen in this seed. Unless we find what we're looking for in these crystal dungeons, we're going to have to make that choice. Or do overworld.
Yeah, with so much of the overworld open to you, where do you do? Where do you start? Where do you go?
Right. I mean, to an extent, these kind of simpler modes can seem relatively volatile in that instance, just because you really can't afford to make the wrong choice when the seed's moving so fast. Let's see what our Helma item is. A third bottle. I wonder if P-Train's gonna go ahead and do Smith Chain after this, or if it's a dungeon rush that Schulzer's doing. I can't imagine doing... But, I mean, that's kind of what happens when you route Thieves Town like you do. Like, you save it until you had the mitts, because now, if you don't do Smith Chain, it's probably going to be one of the last things you do, but Smith Chain stinks, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, doing Smith Chain when you have crystal dungeons to do seems like a bad call.
Early Big Key at Eastern. We're waiting for P-Train to open up this big chest here in Thieves Town just to see if it's going to have anything useful.
Eastern does not seem to be playing very nice. Unless the next 2 chests are both items.
Moment of truth here for P-Train. Is it useful? No.
Just a heart container, so... The hunt continues. We are looking for an ice rod, definitely. And then we might be looking for a different medallion. We don't know. There's the ice rod. Okay.
Oh.
Well, things just got really interesting. I mean, if P-Train just goes straight to Pot East and he'll get his ice rod, I mean, I can't imagine he wouldn't just head up the mountain and assume he's in go mode.
Yeah.
While I could see Schulzer head up the mountain as well next, instead of, doing more overworld, so... But if it's not Quake and Schulzer just finds Ether or Bombos up on Dark Death Mountain or in Hera, then the seed is just Pretty dang straightforward, I'd say.
Yeah, everything just in the way of everything.
Looks like P-Train is gonna get on out of Village of Outcast and probably head to get some crystals done. So if you're hoping for a P-Train, a Sphere Affinity matchup in the semifinals, you're hoping that Quake medallion is required for P-Train, or for this match. For reference, P-Train and GFE would be racing in the next round, and they are in the same team for League. So that was the reference I was making. Schulzer is the #1 overall seed, so if you want to see the champ continue to be the champ, then you're hoping for a Ether or Bombos requirement, and it's just along the way up on Death Mountain. Or, just on Armos.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just along the way, like, the fact that we could be in potential go mode already is kind of not... I mean, we are 50 minutes in, and this was an Aga seed, so it's kind of understandable, but we've definitely seen plenty of seeds where 0 pendant dungeons were required.
The Schulzer make the play up the mountain. Yep. Here we go. You just hope for that doormat medallion for TR.
But yeah, I mean, if Quake is required, Schulzer would end up doing it probably on mid Smith chain, I guess, unless he's like, I'm gonna check K45 and Bombos before a Pendant Swamp play or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but my heart's pounding a little bit because this is really a very exciting moment coming up. I just really want to know what the medallion is for TR, man. Okay, nothing in Super Bunny.
Just gotta know.
We just gotta know.
Hold on.
Hold it. Gotta check the doormat real quick. $20. $20. $20? $20. Can I get a 420? Aw. 10 arrows.
You ruined it.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Is it Quake medallion?
Nope.
It's Ether. The journey continues.
Okay.
All right, so we are not done yet, folks. We got to find ourselves an Ether medallion somewhere. And
Vanilla?
it could be vanilla. Could be anywhere.
Or the 4th bottle.
That is our 4th bottle. 2 items coming up in Tower of Hera. Probably going to go ahead and check the 2, and then Hera Pot, hoping to get one of the items downstairs here. Get to hopefully avoid Hera Basement. There's the big key.
Yeah, Hera in this mode is really, really nice because there's the one item. Just go straight to here. Moldor.
Just go kill Moldorm. Easy game. So then after this, we can do Spike Cave, but then it's down to Pendants or Overworld for Schulzer.
$8.
Now, the funny thing is, Spike Cave is in Logic because there's a can of Burna sitting on Spectacle Rock right now that you could get to put it in Logic. But, I mean, we have so many bottles with fairies in it that you wouldn't even need it if you wanted to. But yeah, Schulzer never actually did check these two up here. All right. Where do you think this ether is going to be, Captain?
Well, I know where Schulzer doesn't want it to be, and that's in Misery Mire. I mean, that'd be the funny though, right? Probably Swamp. If I had to guess, probably Swamp.
Probably Swamp, yeah. I mean, Swamp is such a... Like, this really stinks if you're one of these runners. Like, I'd be mad. I'd be stressing out. Just because now you really get to start just making choices and hoping that they're right. Like, you know, we breezed through all of our crystal dungeons, and all we have left is overworld and pendant dungeons. And it's like, this is a checking the hobo real quick. And for P-Train's sake, Schulzer might even go back to like Catfish, route that in, Catfish Zora, turn in Mushroom, give some time back to P-Train. Wait, where are we going?
Flipper, no. Mushroom, no. Where?
King's Tomb?
King's Tomb.
Boots checks. Actually, I haven't done any. I mean, we did have a required big key on the torch in desert, but we have not seen these. All right, P-Train heading into Eastern, going to get his Ice Rod and his 5th crystal. Yeah, P-Train really needed that quick medallion to be required for TR, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, P-Train could finish out everything up on Death Mountain. Finish everything up on Death Mountain, and you know, if Schulzer makes a pendant dip that's wrong, we could be back evened out, but for the time being, Schulzer has a pretty tremendous lead. Schulzer actually going to go check Lumberjack. I guess, you know, it is free info. Doesn't even want to blind check it.
Making sure. Where is Schulzer gonna go? Pyramid Fairy? Maybe in the swamp?
Maybe Swamp. I mean, how do you make the right decision in this case? Like, well, not even the right decision, but like, what's going through your mind when you're in this position? Are you just thinking, okay, what's the most amount of checks I can get in the quickest amount of time? Or are you thinking, okay, should I be checking in like hypothetically later spheres, like Pyramid Fairy versus something like Swamp Palace, which was, you know, available to us as soon as we got flippers and mirror.
Doing a little crafty bomb dupe there. Did you get it? Yes, nicely done.
Saving a wee bit of time. All right, is Pyramid Fairy going to have our Ether Medallion? I feel like P-Train might go up, do Death Mountain, and then I don't know. Maybe go straight to Mire with that Quake Medallion? I don't know. It's so tough to make these calls, and especially in Ambrosia. This is where Ambrosia is kind of frustrating, because like you would rather get the 2 items out of a pendant dungeon early than be forced to go fight the boss.
P-Train headed up the mountain there. I'm gonna get some bad news about TR, but Schulzer, give us some tie back going over here. Check catfish. Probably the flipper checks as well.
The saddest thing would be is if the waterfall cave had ether.
Oh no.
Since P-Train was right there. But I mean, that's the thing. Schulzer could spend a lot of time checking stuff that's not right, and if P-Train just heads straight to the, makes the right choice, this could even up. Okay, not there either. Like, obviously, Schulzer is in a really good spot if P-Train decides to do all these overworld checks. Once he's done up here, then Schulzer will continue to keep his lead, but if P-Train makes a choice, skips all that. I mean, the worst thing is you could do all this overworld stuff, and the answer is just like, do Smith Chain. You're like, I did the wrong overworld. It's not fair. Is it on King Zora? No. Well, we have Smith Chain, all 3 pendant dungeons. Well, 2 for Schulzer because he didn't get the Quake medallion. Turn to Mushroom.
Might save Scum the Mushroom for a fake powder. That's what's on his mind. Nope. Not even gonna bother. Okay, this looks like Smith Chain here. But Schulzer was the one that skipped digging game too, wasn't he?
Yeah. I kind of would assume that he would continue to skip it at this point, because if it was there, then he would assume that his opponent already got it.
Yes, grab the Smith first. We got hammer pegs here.
Train having a little bit of trouble with this Herapod. Finally gets it. The spin speed setup can be a little tricky sometimes. I almost feel like I should just switch to bomb setup because I feel like I fail it a lot less. So far, this overworld has had nothing. Nothing that we're looking for. Is this going to be our ether? Nope. $50. Chat, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting tense. Like, this has gone on too long. I'm feeling the stress of these runners at this point.
Purple chest, Bombo's tablet. He's got to do K45 and he's going to find that Quake. Oh, we're going to Graveyard Ledge first.
Okay, well, if the answer is Meyer, then Schulzer's going to be putting that off a little bit longer. But I can't imagine either of these runners going for Meyer over like Swamp or Ice. Like Ice with Icebreaker is it's a pretty quick check, right?
Yeah.
Is P-Train just Russian Swamp, or is this going to be Pyramid Fairy?
Graveyard Ledge is red mail. Says nah. Don't need it. And P-Train is giving us some time back checking Pyramid Fairy here as well.
Mm-hmm. Where is this medallion gonna be? I mean, Schulzer spent a lot of time doing overworld stuff. I could see P-Train go up and do like Graveyard Ledge and the boot stuff next. But he's got to be feeling behind. So, you know, maybe he's just thinking, I just need to do this and then do pendant stuff. All right, purple chest is 10 arrows. The hunt continues. And Schulzer heading back in to go do probably Bombo's tablet, and then we'll see if he decides to go for Swamp.
Bombo's tablet has $1.
I'd be feeling so bad with all these overworld checks amounting to nothing.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's so frustrating. See, that's why you don't want to be one item from go mode too quickly. Alright, Schulzer are going for it. Now, if Swamp ends up being a bust, and P-Train does not go for Swamp, this race could completely flip around. Like, this race is not over until we see that Ether Medallion. We are tied in crystals. Is Swamp Palace gonna be our answer? Is P-Train gonna do all the overworld stuff too? Or is he gonna make a big stupid play like go into Mire or Ice Palace? Or
that is really P-Train's one out is if it's in Mire. Because Schulzer still has that K45.
Yeah. Alright, where's he fluting to? It's like we're going flipper checks. Maybe. Oh, he's going straight to ice. Okay. All right, folks. Strap yourselves in.
This is good.
This is. We got a race. Oh, baby. Man, if TR was Bombos, I would have been. He'd be in Ice Palace so quickly, but since it's Ether, it's like, eh. Too bad there's no, like, alternative to Ether. Like, you could use some dungeon that's like made of lava that you need Ice Rod to clear some lava enemies or something. Any second now, this Ether Medallion is going to show up for one of these players, and that player is probably going to win.
Yeah.
Where is it? Is it here in Swamp? That's a 20.
And big chest, we think it's... Oh, no!
Bombos! Oh, no. Wrong medallion.
Yeah.
Can you imagine 2 medallions in Pendant Green Swamp? Is it gonna happen? That's a map. That's a compass. So there's 2 items on left side swamp.
You hate it. Why?
There's also a map and compass here for P-Train, so it's gonna have to keep going deeper. And a heart container, that's our first item, I believe, so 2 more, 1 on the boss. I mean, if both runners are wrong. Here's the thing, if there's nothing in Swamp, then Schulzer's more than likely going to go to Ice next. If there's nothing in Ice, then, I don't know, do you go straight to Swamp if you're P-Train, or do you make that Mire play?
Swamp is so dense, 6 items plus green pendant, it's like...
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like it's a bad Ice Palace where the Ice Tea Room has the big key. I'll lose a little bit of time having to route this. Alright, Argus with the big bailout, maybe. No, it's another heart piece. Will Schulzer go back in for left side swamp or ditch it to go turning green pendant?
Ditch it. I don't know what he's going to do.
I have no idea what I would do in this situation other than cry.
No, he's going back in. All right.
2 items. Oh, man. Did P-Train get... Oh, I guess P-Train already got 2 items. Right.
Oh, it just
Got
had to find the
bombs.
big key because
Yeah.
didn't hit the switch.
Didn't hit the switch. He got bombs in the vanilla big key chest. Okay. Will Cold Stare hold the victory in its hands for P-Train? Or will the infamous left side swamp be the true answer? Or is it just in Mire? Or is it, I don't know, somewhere else that's also funny? Cold Stare says...
Funny.
$300. Okay.
I mean, there is a check that we haven't checked yet. That chat likes.
That is true. I mean, rushing up to go check Pedestal at this point feels like such a bad play, but man. Where you going, P-Train? If he falls into Swamp, it's probably not... Look, this is looking like a Mire play.
Mire.
Maybe! Okay!
Ooh, we're getting all of our information here. So if it's not in Mire, guess where it's at?
Did we do all of Smith Chain? Is that all done?
Yeah. Yeah, Smith Chain is completely done.
Alright. We literally have left side Swamp, Mire, and Ped left.
Yeah. Green Pendant.
And Green Pendant turning, yeah. Alright, left side Swamp, are you the answer? Will you be sending Schulzer to the semifinals? Survey says... Hold it. Hold it. Mirror Shield. Oh, wow. Okay. This is crazy. Both we still have Green Pendant turning. I would assume Schulzer will go do that before picking Ice Palace at this point.
Yeah.
But is Ether just chilling in Misery Mire behind that Quake Medallion at K45 that Schulzer still hasn't done? Because Schulzer didn't do... he didn't do K45, I don't think. I don't think he ever went back for that. Green Pendant is... $20. Oh my god. Is it in Mire, or is it just on the pedestal?
There's the big key.
P-Train's just rushing Viddy. Did he get... No, he got 2 small keys, didn't he? This is looking...
I think this is a rush to Viddy, just hoping it's there.
Oh my gosh. The thing is, I wonder if P-Train would check... I don't know, would you check Ped? If Mire ends up being nothing... This could be really bad, though, if P-Train gets nothing off of Viddy but bails. But would you check Ped before going to Swamp in this situation? Also, I wonder if Schulzer hits the switch to save some time here in Ice Palace. I guess it makes sense you're rushing a guaranteed item, and Viddy is pretty quick.
And yep. Yeah, this is a good play for Schulzer here. Ambrosia, I always like to switch, because you're not guaranteed to find the big key before you find both items, so.
Is Viddy holding on to our Ether Medallion?
Bitchius has a heart piece.
Heart piece, okay. Are we going back in, P-Train?
You gotta.
I mean, it would be so unfortunate if it is in here and he decides to not go back in.
Oh, he is not.
Go check Ped, please. Well...
Swamp.
Okay. The good news is for P-Train is that Schulzer still doesn't have Quake. But I mean, at this point, unless we forgotten something, our ether medallion is either on the ped or the second item in Mire.
We have not found powder, so we can't check that. Schulzer, yeah, Schulzer checked the shovel pit. Yeah, it was nothing.
Given what P-Train skipped so far, I could see him skipping left side in this situation, maybe. But what does Schulzer have left at this point? Just K45?
I don't think he ever did digging game either.
Digging game.
Alright, let's see. Yeah. Okay, this is South Dark World. Checks here for Schulzer. I don't think. Yeah.
Can't imagine he goes back into Thieves Town at this point.
No.
Or he's wow, he's doing it. Okay. I mean, it's you know, you got to be thinking my opponent maybe also did Thieves Town without hammer and has skipped this check. But I mean, he has literally this digging game in K45. But man, this race is not over yet.
No,
I feel like this race has gone on longer than it like should have. But the game decided, hey, here's all we're gonna put this last required medallion in the worst possible stop.
Are we about 3 hours in here? What was hour 16? Are you kidding?
It's a fast seed, but I feel like we've been here forever. Oh my gosh. And you know, we're just waiting now. We've seen everything new that we can at the moment until P-Train pulls that pedestal, because he will be the first one to pull ped. But if it's not ped and it's just sitting in Mire and Schulzer decides to get the second item or the first item in Mire before, I mean, this could still even out. P-Train does still have a bunch of overworld stuff to do, and if it's not pedestal, I can't imagine he goes right back to Mire is the thing. It's like P-Train has tons of overworld stuff, like Smith Chain. He didn't do the Zora area stuff, I don't think. He even skipped Big Key Chest and Eastern. Yeah, that's true. If it's not ped and he does skip left side swamp, I feel like he'd be more likely to go back to left side swamp before going back into Mire.
Yeah. And Schulzer can get some bad news here that he's gonna see a medallion. Oh no, not that one. All right. P-Trade has all three medallions or pendants.
Pendants.
Same thing. Not really.
We're gonna get our answer very quickly here. Is it on the pedestal? And P-Train pulls into the lead somehow, or is it back in the front of Mire? Which, you know, would have been if it is in the front of Mire, that feels even worse for P-Train because he was in there a bit ago and had a chance. But we'll find out. Did we get a Agaped seed today? Did we get an all dungeons seed for our game 3 of the quarterfinals?
Nope.
That is the powder. Well, Well, that was unexpected. I don't think I've ever seen the powder on the pedestal.
Oh my goodness. Alright, well.
Now we gotta wait a little longer.
So fake powder could have been the play.
Oh my god. But who's gonna... Fake powder? Pre-hammer?
Ugh.
Okay. Now we only have 2 locations left in the game for this ether to be. Is it on Magic Bat? Behind the pedestal?
No, it's
not.
in Mire.
It's just in Mire.
Oh no.
Ah. And it looks like Schulzer is going to make his way over to wherever the heck it is in here.
Oh my gosh. B-Train had it and then skipped it. Oh, that's gotta feel bad.
Yeah. I can't believe after all that, the pedestal was nothing. Well, if it's cutscene chest, I mean, I could see a world where Schulzer skips it, maybe. He doesn't have much left in the game, though, unless he goes for pedestal. Oh my god. There is a world. Oh, smart of P-Train to save his portal. Wait, why didn't he check the big chest?
I don't know.
Oh, is it like a logical, like this has to be a small key in the big chest?
Sure.
Meyer key logic is something, but... Man, what a heckin' whirlwind this has been. Well, I gotta say, despite the rough start for P-Train, like, the fact that he was able to bring it back and had just as much of a chance of winning this is just, you know, the nature of Rando. You're not out till you're out. But he's about to be out. Real soon.
Let's see, chess. Mire, is this the answer? Has to be, right? There it is.
And an hour, 121 and 45 seconds. Schulzer in go mode. Finally head up to T-Rock after basically full clearing the game minus Pedestal, Vidi, and Magic Bat. So. I mean, that's the thing, is like, you skip Big Key Chest in Eastern, you skip Left Side Swamp, you skip Cutscene Chests. Those are like all the very common dungeon skips, and it just happened to not pay off for P-Train here. Well, this is going to be setting up for an exciting semifinals match between the number 1 seed Schulzer and the number 20 seed GFE. It's crazy to think. I mean, it's not over yet, but, you know, Schulzer in a really good position. You know, P-Train could potentially run back to Mire at this point, but I mean, to him, he's got to assume that if it's not in a dungeon, then it's probably over. Because, you know, if it's in, like, a relatively convenient overworld spot, it's hard to assume that your opponent didn't get it, but we'll see what he does next.
Looks like Bombo's tablet here.
P-Train had the right idea of skipping all this overworld stuff and just rushing pendants. Just unfortunate that he rushed Mire a little too much.
Yeah.
And, you know, that is just one of the aspects of Ambrosia that kind of alters how you route dungeons. When you know there's a guaranteed item in a particular spot in a dungeon, and you need just one item, it's really easy to want to rush that and skip the rest. Nice big key in the front of TR, which means we can skip lava chest and probably skip big chest and get our hopeful second key, or yeah, our last key on laser bridge or something. I remember way back when I would, you know, even in a go mode T-Rock, I would never skip the big chest because I just didn't want that very low % possibility of Crystal Roller or Laser Bridge not having the last keys that I need and having to backtrack through the dungeon. I guess I need to brush up on my Meyer key logic. Because I am curious why Schulzer skipped the big chest, unless it was a situation where... I mean, I know there's some key formula or whatever regarding the chests on the left, because the chests on the left are key locked. So. Chat. Or Captain, does anyone remember seeing... does anyone remember when, at what hour mark we got the ice rod and we were one item away from go mode?
That seems so long ago.
It does. It had to have been like a good 20 minutes ago.
$50 minutes in. 14 minutes. Thank you, chat.
14 minutes.
Alright, well, Schulzer gets to skip Laser Bridge because he decided to check the big key chest, or the big chest in TR, so. And Pete Trade's finally making the play back into Meyer.
Yeah. And it's even worse because, you know, cutscene chest is going to be like the last chest he gets in here. It's one of those situations where you're like, there's no way the game is going to do this to me. And then it does it to you, and you're like, I just can't trust this game anymore. It's like, there's no way the one thing that I skip in this done. But then at the same time, like, P-Train did skip left side swamp. He did skip the big key chest in Eastern, so he was kind of on that mindset. He was all in on that pedestal play.
Yeah.
And what's worse is because it was powder, it meant that he spent more time heading towards not ether.
Hey. Quick Trinex skill here. Oh, unless you missed that fire rod shot. There we go.
Zero cycle here. It's worse that you basically full clear the entire game and then you still have to go beat TR and GT and you're like, why? Come on, game. I don't wanna. Alright, that's crystal number 7. And Schulzer will be heading into Ganon's Tower looking for that big key. We have 22 checks on the way, potentially in GT that could contain a big key to get us upstairs to let us beat the game. At this point, just put it in tile room.
Might as well.
The seed is not cursed enough, clearly. I'm pretty sure their last race, GT Big Key, was tile room. I don't think there's any amount of GT routing to bring P-Train back into this race, so.
Yeah, both TR clear ahead of them, and yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's crazy because Schulzer was what? He was in Ice Palace at the time when P-Train entered Meyer, I think. Or maybe yeah, something like that. Pretty close. And then he still went back and dipped Thieves Town again, and then did did Digging Game and K45. So, if P-Train had full cleared Meyer, or at least didn't go straight for Vidi, like, it probably would have been a complete flip in, race time. And that's a really, wow, I'm busy talking about nothing. And we see the big kill already in, was that Rando Room?
Yeah. Number 2.
Number 2. And with gold sword, silver arrows, half magic, blue mail, because we skipped the red mail. 3 bottles. The fourth one was.
Fourth one was having mushroom.
Mushroom, ether tablet.
Helma.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nah.
I felt like those were in Kakariko or something. I don't know.
Maybe Schulzer does that before. I mean, he did full clear the games. Either way, what I'm saying is, there's no way we're dying in this climb. It's crazy that, this is going to be like a high 130, mid to high 130 for a full clear of the game, minus Vidi, basically. Save it.
Get it 2 seconds. Oh, no. Yeah, all right, there we go.
That basically went the same way his Lamola's fight went over in Desert. Fortunately, he's got plenty of room to goof around at this point. I'm sure he's feeling stressed out of his mind, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Pretty much full clear of the game just to find that ether medallion, so yeah. I mean...
The thing is, like, looking at this race, it's like, man, if that thing that happened at P-Train with the fake flipper hadn't, how close this would be. But, I mean, at the same time, I feel like P-Train routed the seed the way he did because of what happened with the fake flippers. So, I mean, if that never happened, we might have got a complete different race. I mean, he just went, like, I'm doing Pyramid Fairy, going straight to the Pendant Dungeons. Yahoo! Alarm 2 is down. Just got to take out Aga 2 and then Ganon himself. And we'll have our semi-final matchup set. How long ago did this tourney start? Was it like February? Or no, it was like April when qualifiers started, right?
I'm sure chat will let us know. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. Since I wasn't in the tournament, Willard, how would I know?
Oh, I mean, you participated in the qualifiers. Captain.
I don't remember what happened yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, pardon me.
All right, Schulzer on to face Ganon here. Finish this out. P-Train making his way through to the rock here, but yeah, looks like P-Train did do the big chest skip.
Gold Sword let you do some cool dash strats. Well, I guess so. A Tempered Sword, you only have to do 6. It's such a good song. It's hard not to get hyped. Oh, there's our cape.
There's that heart piece.
There's that small key.
The last chest will stay a mystery.
It's probably another big 20.
Probably.
Triple to seal it. Yep.
Yes.
And that's gonna do it. Schulzer, our victor today of the game 3, coming down to the wire with that ether pull out of that basically last location ether medallion. But GG's to Schulzer, heading to the semifinals. Let's see if we can get him in here for a chit chat.
Yeah, it looks like P-Train is going to let Trinex take him out here. He's going to forfeit.
Understandable. You know, sometimes the bad guys got to win. Oh, he's got a fairy, though.
Oh, he's back!
He's back. And...
Oh, look, another fairy.
Oh, yeah, he did have 2 fairies on.
Well, speaking of P-Train, P-Train's joining us here in the chat here, and Schulzer should be coming up here in a bit. There is Schulzer. GG's, guys.
GG.
What a stupid... What was it, like 35-minute... How long were you guys... Someone said you got Ice Rod out of Eastern like at 48 minutes, Schulzer. That sound good?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What?
And then...
What a awful scene in that regard. Gosh. I gotta wonder from both of you, like, once you both got your 6 crystal, what was the first thing? What was going on through your head, Schulzer?
I was going like, I need to go to the mountain, check what protein I need, then probably clear up the mountain. Then I probably should clear Lightbird stuff that Pete most likely did before doing Agar Tower, especially something like Flipper checks. So I tried to prioritize that checks, and then I had like this all like the digging game and K45 always looming in my head, and was like, I cannot go for these checks. If Ether is there, I'm 100% gonna lose, so I can never check those checks again after I did so much other overworld stuff. And
technically you were right. So it was Quake to get Ether.
Yeah, I was like not happy, of course, seeing Quake there, but I knew I had a chance still. But I was like, if there would be Ether at that point, P-Time would have probably finished at about 110. The seed was super quick. So I knew that the Ether is probably not on Digging Game and K45. And I guess he also did the Seastone Big Chest the first time you went in, I guess.
Yeah, that is true.
So I was like, I have to go. I cannot go for these checks ever, and then I had to go for it. But I had nothing left, and it somehow worked out in the end.
Did you skip Digging Game and K45 because you were like gonna save them for Smith Chain down to Swamp area? Because then you ended up doing Graveyard Ledge instead after you got Purple Chest. It was just like, I'm gonna skip this and hope it's nothing kind of situation.
I was like, I'm probably gonna go there soon because I get boots from how's it called again?
Lake Hylia.
Lake Hylia, and it was like, I probably should go there sooner than later because I want to do Smith Chain, and then I got Hammer from my area, and then I was like, well, now I cannot go there anymore, because why would I go there again? And then it was
True.
like, I did 2 skips, I hope those skips don't matter in the seed, I'm 2 items from go mode.
Mhm.
Then I was 1 item from go mode and was like, if it's there I lose. And I like doing some skips here and there to give me maybe that little bit of an edge in an ISO hunt, like getting first into Swamp Palace or something. I don't know who was in there
Yeah.
first. Can give you the edge sometimes.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was super annoying after ISO then taking the mountain to know like there's a good chance you lose because of an ISO hunt in like 50 locations. And we basically had the same situation in our last race with the bow, which was almost the same. We had almost the same amount of checks and maybe a little bit less. So winning 2 ISO hunts in quotation mark doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
It's hard to play. It's so much metagaming if it comes down to one item, and
Mhm. Yeah, it's understandable.
I'm just glad it worked out in the end.
P-Train, speaking of metagaming, your super unfortunate fake flipper incident kind of, I'm guessing, forced you to kind of make the plays that you made later on, skipping a bunch of overruled, correct?
Yeah. Also, I felt like Schulzer was a person to rush dungeons. Well, I wouldn't say rush dungeons necessarily, but I remember in our game 2, he was a fan of pushing the logic forward rather than, covering stuff that I might have done or that was available early. So I kind of had that in the back of my mind. And the last progression I found was the mitts. So that death was super tilting.
Mm-hmm.
It was yeah, I just the fact I couldn't save and quit. I had heard through the grapevine that if you wait, eventually you will have the chance to save and quit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
Some
that
don't
takes
know
about
people.
a
how
minute.
long. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how long that is, and I definitely didn't want to find out during a tournament race. So in my mind, I'm like, the devil I know is better than the devil I don't. Let's just save and quit. Do paradox. We got Aga Tower to cool off and kind of gather myself. So
Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate because it
that's what I
definitely
did.
put you behind for like, you were like a good, I don't know, 3 minutes behind maybe. I didn't count, but like throughout the entire seed, like until you both got your last crystal and started making choices, and it's just unfortunate for you that the one of the skips that you did, because you were skipping a couple, like you skipped Big Key Chest in Eastern, you skipped all that other overworld stuff, and skipping cutscene chest or just even skipping the front of Meyer is such a reasonable play in that position for you
Yeah,
that it just was.
With Meyer, I was already an Ice Palace down, and I was a Death down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and after clearing Ice Palace, I'm like, all right, well, if Schulzer cleared Ice Palace, he's ahead of me because I died. If Schulzer chose any other dungeon, then he's got a 50-50 chance of being ahead of me. So I don't know. When I got the Godmire, having already cleared Ice Palace, I felt like I had to take the Godmire because number one, it got me out of Mire quickly. If the second item is in cutscene chest and it's garbage, it wasn't cutscene chest, but if it's in cutscene chest and it's garbage, I save so much time leaving Mire. I'm also
Mm-hmm.
queuing myself up for Pedestal, and if it's
Yep.
in Swamp, like even if Pedestal isn't the solution, I might still find it on my way to Argus. So I just really felt like that was the better call for
Yeah.
my situation. And even though it didn't pay off, like I actually still, like, I thought about it. I do stand behind the decision. I
Yeah.
know it's really easy to be like, oh, if I just stayed in Meyer, I would have won. But I it was a choice I could have made. I didn't make that choice, and I don't feel bad about it given the situation I was in.
Good.
Honestly,
And
the only thing I regret from the seed is that I was, kind of put into that situation by the fake flipper death and not being able to save and quit. Like that's really like the only thing I'm kind of upset about.
Yeah, that's the thing is when you have a mistake like that, and then you kind of it's so hard not to let that affect how you play the rest of the seed, and it just is unfortunate that you're like, I have this 3 minute time loss for the rest that carries with me through the rest of the seed, and there's nothing I
Yeah.
can do about it. It just is what it is. But
Yeah, that was basically me in Seed 1, where I died at Center Cell. I mean, it didn't cost time that I knew about, but then not getting the hammer, the hammer bomb jump in Hella, like, it was pretty much the same position I was in.
no. But yeah, it was nuts watching the back and forth, just waiting for that ether medallion to pop up for either of you. And boy, when Powder showed up on Ped, that because then it's like all of a sudden you have this thought of like, oh, I could have fake powdered maybe, and what if it's there? And did my opponent do it's? And then it was.
I
Just
was
like,
thinking about fake powder, and I looked at my magic, and I looked at my items, and I have no single good item to drain magic. So I was
right.
like, I'm not gonna waste half of magic doing lamp or fire lord. I'm just staying logic and hope I find it sooner. I'm glad I never that pet after giving away the mushroom. I would have been a little bit sad.
Man,
Fair,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, I was hype beyond belief when I pulled Powder off the pedestal. I was
'Cause
like,
it's
all right,
something. It's
like,
something
this
at
is-
least.
this has gotta be the answer, right? Like there's no other reality, and I reject all other ones. Like this has to be it. And
Yeah.
There
man,
is
getting the bombs, I was just like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, there
I'm
is.
not gonna
I'm
forfeit.
sure there is a universe where there was a ether medallion on that magic bat. But yeah, great race, you guys. Great series.
Yeah.
GG's to both you guys. Just sick runs from both of you. And of course, congrats to Schulzer moving into the semis. We're not gonna, and unfortunately, we're not gonna get the Spherefinity race in the semis, but should still be.
It's a bit sad.
There's always
At the
always
same
next
time,
tourney.
though. At the same time, though, like I know Schulzer mentioned that he won like 2 ice rod hunts. Like, unfortunately, I was the one that lost this race, but you'll end up in a seed like that again, and you won't be so lucky. Or I will end up in a seed like that, and I'll be the one to win. So it's
I'm
just
glad I
it's
was
just a thing
ahead
about-
before yeah, I was just being ahead in the isoton at least after getting 6 crystals.
Yeah, I mean, it's just these seeds happen, and sometimes you're on the winning end, and sometimes you're on the losing end. So, not always the way you want to leave a tourney, but at the same time, like, I don't want that aspect to take away from, your success to get this far in the tourney. I mean, you don't accidentally get to the
to the semifinals, right? Exactly.
You can't fail that far upward. So
right.
So
I
yeah,
had
I mean,
some
it's
pretty interesting matches over the journey.
so yeah, man.
How are-
GG's. Wish you the best in the tourney.
Yeah, thanks. GG's again. Like, it was a rough seed. It was so annoying getting. I was like, oh, I'm last to getting K45. Did I miss that? Oh, there's Quake.
There's Quake.
I have a chance. Maybe it's not either. That's
mean,
Where
all.
every
you're
chest
also
you
like-
where every chest you open feels worse and worse the longer it goes
You're-
on.
Also, like thinking about the meta, like there's no way in like all my decision making I'm ever going to assume like, oh, Schultz will probably skip K45. Like getting flippers and mirror and then beelining your way to Lake Ilea, like there's no way you don't check K45 on the way, right? So it's just like
That's what I said. I was like, why is he like? I could see him wanting to do this with like Smith Chain later, but like that doesn't make sense for skipping K45 because you don't want to have to mirror with the purple chest there. You want to be able to
And
ditch
all
it
of
so you
my-
can dash all the way down.
in all of my calculations of what Schultzer may or may not have done, never did it occur to me that, like, oh yeah, he's just gonna walk by K45 right there.
Yeah, I don't know how long I would have put off Maya in that case. Like, I had it in the back of my mind. You said last game, like Mythic Maya is a lose condition for me, and I was like, maybe it's another lose condition today. It was so weird. I was so pumped and so nervous getting into the climb. At least getting the pick early in the second chest, and then he's not finished. I could still win the thing. I was so nervous climbing, but
Waiting for that
I'm
fanfare
just glad
snipe.
about my execution.
I mean, I can't imagine not being freaking out when you've both basically full cleared the game. Like basically full cleared the whole dang video game. But yeah, they're speaking of how you feeling going into the semifinals, Schulzer. How you feeling about your opponent?
I
GFE.
honestly did not expect GFE there. Like he had
Oh
some
wow!
pretty.
Okay, all right.
And like not that he not deserved the spot, but I expected some other people getting into the semifinals. But he definitely deserved the spot there. Like it's gonna be interesting. Lando, it's gonna Lando. Like not that he's a bad player or anything or clowns or anything, but I just did not expect someone or GFE to be in the semifinal. Like normally you see guys like Andy, Elidor, Aufskedai from Hamburg, even Willard. I don't know. Like GFE is just
Don't
not.
put my name in there. Get out of here. It's not
Like
2018
GFE is not
anymore.
just the big random name that you always see. I know he plays a lot of clownish modes, but
Well,
yeah, I'm happy to face him.
if he's not a big name yet, he's gonna be after that semifinals match. I'm sure. Should be good.
Exactly.
I
Alright.
will just to add some context. I will say that GFE was even like naively hopeful. He's like, sure, I'll beat Zelga. Like, yeah, that's a thing that can happen, right? So
Yeah.
I went into this tourney like I have no idea who's gonna win this whole thing. Like with this set of modes and this caliber of skill spread out across this tourney, it's impossible to predict.
yeah, we got
Multiple.
a lot of bench strength in the community.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun
I'm
to watch.
hoping for
It's been
some
a lot of
inverted
fun
keys
to
again.
update. P-Train, you avoided inverted keys this entire tourney, is that true?
Almost.
My first game was inverted
okay.
keys, and I
And
haven't
then
seen
never again. Gotcha.
It only increases my chances to get inverted keys against GFE, I guess.
Maybe. All right, let's wrap this up. Thanks again to both you guys for putting on a sick run, sick race. A lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun
That
to
was
commentate.
a very good match, yeah.
Thank you.
Now get out of here.
Okay, see you later in the semifinal. Bye bye.
Captain, pleasure as always.
Yep, Elvis. Yep. There's another match that's happening right now over at SpeedGaming 3.
Yep.
Skeeter Life Force vs. Zero Rush. And then yeah, and like we're getting to near the end of the tournament, so not as much races coming up. But looks like Schulzer has scheduled his semifinal match game 1 already Sunday, 2:40 p.m. So yep.
Sounds like a party.
Alright.
Alrighty, well, we also do want to thank our tracker, Jinxie Girl, for helping us out, hitting all them buttons and guiding us through the seat as well. Couldn't have done it without you. And then, of course, shouts to SpeedGaming for hosting another awesome race. And, of course, as well, to everybody for watching. Appreciate it very much. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.